Ballerina hit movie theaters a couple of days ago. I'm sorry, I should use the full proper title of the film. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina hit theaters a couple of days ago, and the box office numbers are in. It's not good. I'm going to talk about it briefly, and if you're watching this video, you'll notice I'm in a new studio. This is the new digs. Just got the place put together, still a work in progress. But let me know in the comments what you think, and of course, I want to hear your thoughts on Ballerina. Let's talk about this. Before I put on the tutu and lace up the slippers, if you wouldn't mind pirouetting your ass to the subscribe button and hitting that notification bell if you're on YouTube. But you can also find the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That way, future videos show up in your feed. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks, as old tycoons used to say back in the day. What we have here with this film from the world of John Wick, Ballerina, is the 5th installment to the John Wick franchise, and the second of the spin-offs, if you count that Continental thing that was on Peacock. You can check that out on the cock. And there's also a third one in the works called Kane, which is going to star Donnie Yen's character. He's also directing it, I believe. I'm looking forward to that. I also was kind of looking forward to Ballerina, hesitantly so. I did put a review out. I really enjoyed the film, thought it was just as fun as some of the other Wick movies, even more ridiculous with some of the action stunts, and Ana de Armas did fine. She's not, however, a huge star that I think is going to garner a big box office pull, and that has become abundantly clear with the weekend results. As of today, 4 weeks into the run, it has made $25 million domestically and a total of $52 million globally. Now, $52 million seems like a pretty impressive number, right? Wrong! The problem is, the movie took a long time to come out. We're talking 5 or 6 years. It was supposed to release over a year ago, but they had a bunch of reshoots. They had to ram John Wick into the film somehow, because Lionsgate was rightfully so a little worried that this thing would not drive up the numbers. Girls with guns type of films are not, unfortunately, the biggest box office earners. But Ballerina didn't do bad out of the gates. In fact, $25 million to start, pretty damn solid. That cleared the original John Wick's first weekend. It's just $90 million for this type of movie is steep. And as most of us film fans know, you have to over double that number in order for the film to even break even. So $90 million becomes $180 million when you factor in marketing, when you factor in the theater's pull. Yeah, it's a long way to go. Now, I don't think it's a secret why this film exists to begin with. People really enjoyed Ana de Armas' small little character moment in one of those James Bond movies a few years back. She was great. She looked smoking hot. She handled a gun well. She's doing the spins. She's flipping around. It was probably the best part of that movie. But Ana de Armas as an actress has not been putting out a lot of great stuff. She had a movie squirt out last year unceremoniously called Eden. They don't want this movie to even be talked about because it's so bad. She's in it, Sydney Sweeney's in it, that lovely woman from the new Fantastic Four, and apparently it's absolute dog shit bad. Then she was in that straight-to-streaming film with Chris Evans called Ghosted. Heard nothing but great things about that one. I unfortunately didn't watch it. I'm told it's quite the treat. Sarcasm hopefully coming through for you. Oh my God, she was also in that Marilyn Monroe movie called Blonde, the Netflix short for exclusive. Atrocious movie. Outside of Knives Out, she really is not in anything good. Blade Runner 2049, we all know the clip. We all know her contribution to the film. That's not really anything, though. She's definitely not a star there. She's just kind of a nice cherry on top. So the point I'm trying to hammer home is putting her as the star of the movie is not going to drum up a lot of tickets, which is why Lionsgate went back and shot a bunch of shit with Keanu Reeves trying to throw his ass into the movie, get people pumped up. He's all over the advertising. He's in the trailers. He's on posters. They were really... It's not without a lack of trying that Lionsgate tried to make this movie popular and pop off, but people just aren't going out, which is a shame because, again, I enjoyed it a lot. It has an A- cinema score from fans. People are digging this movie, but Ana de Armas does not have the star power, and even if she did, the track record for these types of films, for whatever reason, does not do well with the men who are the primary audience. They don't want to go out and see a hot woman kick a bunch of ass. I don't get it, but that's the world we're now living in. Last year, Furiosa also bombed, and that did feature a top-tier actress. Anya Taylor-Joy, which was also a spin-off prequel to a popular franchise, that one being Mad Max, of course. I have said this along with a lot of other movie critics, the budgets are just too high for these types of films. I have no doubt they could have made a Ballerina movie just as kick-ass for $30 or $40 million, but they inflated this cost so much with all the reshoots and probably giving Keanu Reeves a good chunk of money to be in this thing, and it was not necessary because even his contribution felt so out of left field and didn't make sense within the context of the film, which takes place during Parabellum, which is John Wick Chapter 3. Side note, the title Ballerina, not doing it any favors. Yeah, they put from the world of John Wick, but the word ballerina does not scream awesome action flick. The joke was they call it Jane Wick, and I think that honestly would have gone over better than Ballerina. It'll be interesting to see how that Kane film does when it comes out. My prediction, it's gonna do a lot better than this one. It has a male lead in the driver's seat. Donnie Yen is awesome. He's a known star. It probably won't be a fraction of this budget. And he was a character previously seen in John Wick Chapter 4. This one takes place after those events. Prequels are kind of a messy thing in general because it's telling audience members, hey, you should probably know this franchise pretty good. There's going to be a lot of references in a prequel. And it's also telling fans of said franchise, hey, there's not going to be some huge stakes in this one because you know where things go moving forward. In other words, there was a lot stacked against Ballerina, but I don't think these numbers are anything to scoff at. It's just the thing was so overblown to begin with. It was a bloated production. But John Wick, as far as like a universe is concerned, I think is still going to be fine. This is not really going to hurt it in the slightest. Probably going to hurt the prospects of a Ballerina 2, which does suck. Again, a fun-ass movie. I would have liked to see more. Ana de Armas does a good job. She's not like this hardened, awesome badass like John Wick. She's got her own style and approach. While I think it could definitely be smoothed out in a second movie, this was a fine start. It was actually a pleasant surprise. I also forgot one huge factor. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning is still in theaters. It's on its third week, I believe, and it's still pulling in kind of large numbers. It's not, I don't think that movie's making money either. I think that's hemorrhaging money at this point, but it is pulling money from Ballerina because you have similar audiences that would go to both, probably only opting for one or the other. And the one they're opting for is the other. Is the Mission Impossible, the Final Reckoning or whatever. I thought Ballerina was much better. I didn't care for Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. Some people were really upset with me when I said that, but I'm a huge fan of that franchise. I thought all the previous ones were awesome. Dead Reckoning Part 1 I thought was rough, but still very enjoyable and engaging. This one was just a slog to get through. Way too long, way too serious and up its own ass with meta commentary and remembering the good old days. Just didn't work for me. Ballerina, it did. So I recommend going out and giving this movie a watch, supporting it. I'd like to see more. We got to support our John Wick franchise. We have to keep it going because it's a fun ride so far. All right, let me know your thoughts though. If you saw the movie, if you agree it's worth going out and supporting, or if you think this thing should die, prequels are terrible. We don't need this type of movie with a strong female lead. But for me, quite frankly, in the John Wick franchise, it's about time. All right, again, I encourage you to subscribe to the show, Adam Does Movies, on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. All the episodes go up on all the platforms. I'd love to see you around. Like the video, share it, comment, all that bullshit, and hopefully I'll catch you next time.